Ironheart is under massive damage control before dropping soon, and Marvel's already panicking behind the scenes after getting busted for a desperate act to save this disaster. So they've been sitting on Ironheart, as you all know, on Disney Plus for months now, barely promoting it, and now they're flooding social media with bot accounts pretending to be excited. Okay, now, let's be real. Ironheart isn't getting traction fans because fans asked for it. It's being shoved into timelines with fake engagement, recycled taglines, and automated praise from counts that basically don't even look real. Okay, I mean everything about Ironheart's rollout feels manufactured. From the forced legacy of Tony Stark to the last minute Mephisto gimmick. And it's clear that Marvel doesn't believe in it anymore, okay, than the audience does. All right. So this show has been shelved for ages, all right? Marvel's been sitting on Ironheart like a dirty secret. What word is, insiders were calling it the worst thing the studio has ever made. Not just mid, not just forgettable, the worst. Riri Williams wasn't even a good character in the comics. You see, she was pushed during that particular hollow diversity for profit wave, and fans never connected with her. And now they've jammed her into a show with zero organic demand and expect us to clap. And if that wasn't dumb enough, well, Marvel thought it would be a good idea to toss Mephisto into the mix. Not in the Ghost Rider show, not in anything remotely connected to his origins. Nope, they slap him into Ironheart like it's supposed to make the whole thing matter all of a sudden. Now, imagine wasting a villain like Mephisto on a project nobody asked for. I mean, he should have debuted in a horror style Ghost Rider special on Halloween, not as a side act in another failed attempt at representation. Okay, but don't worry, there's a drag queen in Ironheart instead. I mean, that's the real headline here, isn't it? But Marvel thinks adding a drag character is going to move the needle. Like that's going to go ahead and save Ironheart from the nosedive. I mean, these aren't even, creative decisions anymore, okay? Basically, this is just straight up agenda theater. Instead of just simply writing compelling stories, that they're throwing in ideological tokens and calling it progress. Now, it's insulting to the fans and pathetic from a creative standpoint itself, okay? And then there's the cherry on top with Robert Downey Jr., as you all know. You see, Marvel dragged him back, threw a check at him, and now they're calling Ironheart the legacy of Tony Stark. Now, this is the same studio that told us that she was her own person, her own hero. Now that nobody's watching or going to watch, they trot out the ghost of Iron Man to beg for attention. Now, Ironheart was never mentioned by Tony, and this is revisionist bait and switch marketing, and everyone sees right through it. Okay. Now, if you want to talk about legacy, Ironheart didn't earn anything. Okay. Now, Marvel's trying to pass the torch to someone who doesn't even know how to hold it. The only remotely positive thing about Ironheart is that her suit might have actual mechanical parts instead of that annoying nanotech garbage. Okay, but even that's a stretch. You see, real fans miss the clunky, grounded Iron Man suits, not the CGI liquid armor from the last 5 years of laziness. Still, if you're banking a show on, well, at least the suit looks cool, I mean, you're already lost, okay? And speaking of loss, remember when Iron Man had depth, struggle, and actual storytelling? Well, not anymore. You see, they gutted all of that and propped up a paper thin character built from leftover social media hashtags. Now, Ironheart isn't a legacy character, okay? Simply put, she's just a checklist, a way for Marvel to pat itself on the back while burning its own fan base to the ground. And they wonder why nobody subscribes to Disney Plus anymore, okay? So, yeah, now here's where it all gets even more embarrassing. Marvel is simply using bots to hype Ironheart, okay? Screenshots are floating around showing identical posts across different accounts, all saying the same lifeless garbage like Get ready for an exciting new series you've been waiting for. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody's been waiting for Ironheart. Nobody's logging into Disney Plus for this. You see, the accounts aren't even pretending to be real people anymore. Okay, it's just did a digital ghost town pretending to be a celebration at this point. Now, some of these posts even come with the same images, the same words, and the same rhythm. Dive into Marvel's Ironheart this June. Thrilling new adventures, exclusive 4-month deal. It's soulless. It's not even funny. It's just sad. Disney spent billions building a brand people trusted, and now they're resorting to puppeteering bots to shield a product they knew isn't going to connect with the audience. Ironheart is just the latest casualty in the franchise that's been bleeding out for years. And Disney Plus, I mean, don't let the marketing fool you. That platform is struggling. It doesn't even come close to Netflix or Prime Video in terms of user numbers. Okay, now people signed up to Disney Plus expecting vault access to all the classic Disney content. Instead, they got Ironheart and some random National Geographic filler. The one show that actually performed well was Andor, and that's a Star Wars spinoff that wasn't even on most people's radar. Okay, you see, that's not a pattern of success. That's well, I don't even believe in luck, but it's luck though. But meanwhile, Ironheart keeps popping up in all these promotional tweets and everything, alongside shows like The Bear and Call Her Alex. All of them framed like major events. They're trying to force a water cooler moment that doesn't exist. You can't fake cultural buzz, okay? People aren't stupid. If you have to use bots to convince people to care, they never cared in the first place. Marvel used to drive the conversation. Now it begs for scraps from attention from accounts with cartoon avatars and 12 followers. Even the posters look AI generated, okay? And there's no passion, no vision, no reason to care. Ironheart is getting the same push as Miss Marvel, She Hulk, Echo, all the failed experiments that turned the MCU from an entertainment titan to a cautionary tale. Now they've learned nothing. They're repeating every mistake, but louder. That's all Ironheart is. The same empty promise wrapped in recycled visuals and corporate guilt. All right. But at this point, Ironheart could cure cancer and people still wouldn't show up. Not because, they hate the idea of a young black girl in armor, but because Marvel already taught fans not to trust them. Every project like Ironheart is another middle finger to the fans who love the early MCU. The real fans want compelling characters, real arcs, earned payoffs. Ironheart offers none of that. It offers Twitter validation and algorithm friendly casting. That's it. And the saddest part, well, they still think this is going to build hype for Avengers Doomsday. All right. That's the plan. Shove Ironheart in front of us now so that by the time Doomsday rolls around, she's part of the big ensemble. But the audience doesn't forget. They're not dumb. If Ironheart crashes and burns, dragging her into the big event movie is just going to remind everyone why they stopped watching in the first place, okay? But either way, Marvel's in full retreat mode. You see, they've gone from making culture defining blockbusters to simply running desperate Twitter campaigns with bot accounts and fake engagement. And Ironheart is the poster child for that collapse, a project that nobody wanted, built around a character nobody likes, marketed by robots nobody believes. It's pathetic, it's broken, and fans deserve better than this recycled mess of forced identity and dead IP. Now, look, Ironheart isn't about innovation, it's about obligation. They're not making this show because they had a great story to tell. They're making it because they boxed themselves into a corner, and now They're trying to mask that panic with fake trailers, fake tweets, and fake hype. It's not working. It never works. The more they push, the more obvious it gets. Ironheart is the emperor with no armor. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video far across social media, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for future uploads and notifications. And I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.